energy. But then, in October of 2017, the Associated Press released a recording of the sound. And that's when the scientific case for an attack began to crumble. A couple of experts on insect sounds analyzed the audio. One of them was Alexander Stubbs, a PhD student at the University of California, Berkeley. He says that sound is no weapon.
The recording released by the AP is, in fact, a cricket, and it is a particular species of cricket.
The male Indies short-tailed cricket. That's the call they make when they're looking for sex. And Stubbs says those crickets are really loud.
If you're driving a diesel truck on the freeway, you can hear these crickets with all the windows closed as you pass one.
반나절 이상을 전부 다들 투자해서 설치를 했는데 역시 빅데이터 설치는 쉽지 않네.
The first study appeared in the Journal of the American Medical Association in early 2018. It came from a team at the University of Pennsylvania who examined 21 diplomats. In an audio report released with the study, Dr. Randall Swanson offered this summary of the findings.
We are collectively convinced that these individuals as groups sustained a neurological injury.
Something like a concussion, but with no blow to the head. The reaction from other scientists was swift and harsh. Sergio Della Sala is a professor of human cognitive neuroscience at the University of Edinburgh in the UK.
지금 벌써 비가 오기 시작하는군요. 우산은 갖고 있으니까 됐고요.
Astounding, unbelievable. And four other scientists who published letters in JAMA
오른쪽에
offered
보이는
their own
것은
pointed adjectives.
워싱턴 기념물이라 그러는 자세한 이름은 모르겠습니다.
Della Sala says much of the outrage came because the authors had used a definition of impairment that would apply to nearly half of the general population.
What they did was to find a way so that everybody's pathological.
The second medical study came from the University of Miami's Dr. Hoffer and his colleagues. They described 25 embassy workers who reported symptoms. This study was rejected by JAMA, but eventually published in Laryngoscope Investigative Otolaryngology. It's a little-known journal where Hoffer serves as an editor. He says one of the paper's key findings involved special goggles that track eye movements.
So the eye movements, which we can read right away from the goggles, were looking like patterns that we see in people that have a particular balance system.
A balance disorder caused by invisible damage to the inner ear. But Sergio Della Sala and other scientists note that lots of factors can cause a healthy person to fail this test.
This task is failed by anybody with anxiety, anybody with concern, anybody who is very tired.
Della Sala says neither study showed that U.S. diplomats were attacked or even harmed.
At the moment, there is no data whatsoever that these people are suffering from any brain injury. There is no evidence.
In other words, no Havana syndrome. More criticism came last month during a scientific panel held in conjunction with the American Association for the Advancement of Science meeting. The event took place at the Cuban Embassy in Washington, D.C. One of the panelists was Dr. Janina Galler, a professor of psychiatry at Harvard Medical School. She says scientists are frustrated that the published medical studies have omitted critical information.
Our concern is that none of the data was shared. We don't have access to the raw data. We don't have access even to the full sample size and how individuals were selected and why so many were not included in the study at the end of the day.
Another speaker was Dr. Mitchell Valdez Sosa, who directs the Cuban Neuroscience Center in Havana. He says the U.S. has had nearly 2 years to back up its claims of an attack.
There's a whole story that there's a group of diplomats, they were attacked with a weapon, and they have brain injury. And there's no evidence for brain injury. There's no evidence of an attack.
Even some scientists who once believed the attack narrative now reject it. Douglas Fields is a brain scientist who spent months investigating the events in Cuba.
When I first heard about it, I think like everybody, I was concerned. It's terrible. Americans injured. I was very concerned that there was a weapon.
Fields read the medical studies, he interviewed experts on brain injury and inner ear
몇 년
problems,
전에
he
아니면
even went to Cuba.
작년에 뭐 이런
But
뉴스가
he didn't
있었네요.
find any evidence to
뭐 해외
support the
주재
claim of
미국
an
대사관
attack.
직원들이
And then
이상한
the story keeps changing. keeps
증상을
changing.
보인다고
Not
지금
sonic weapon.
얘기하는 거
Then
보니까
it's microwaves, and then
뭐
it's hysteria.
안구 운동을
and,
추적하면
then it's
브레인
infection.
데미지를 측정할 수
On and
있다.
on and
그런
on.
논문이 나온
Field says
모양인데
now he thinks
뭐
Havana
한쪽에서는
syndrome
그렇지
is
않다.
merely a collection of
증거가
symptoms and health
부족하다.
problems you might see
그런
in
얘기도
any
하고
group of
있네요.
people, and especially people doing a highly stressful job in a sometimes hostile environment. Field says the truth will emerge eventually.
Science has gone astray, gone off the rails many times, but eventually self-corrects and we get to the right answer, and so does journalism.
That happened after a similar incident during the Cold War. The story then was that Soviet microwaves were causing cancer and a rare blood condition among staff at the U.S. Embassy in Moscow. A large study disproved that claim. The State Department and Dr. Michael Hoffer maintained that an attack did occur in Havana and that the medical evidence supports this. The department says the number of affected embassy workers in Cuba now stands at 26. Some have recovered, others still have symptoms.
뭐 어쨌든
John Hamilton,
쿠바
NPR
주재
News.
미국 대사관 직원들 상당수가 어떤 증상을 보였고 뭐 그래서 어떤 종류의 공격이 있었을 거라고 생각을 하나 보나요. 옛날 냉전 시대 때 모스크바 대사관에서도 뭐 무슨 마이크로웨이브를 그 대사관에 조사해서 미국 대사관 직원들이
This is
어떤
NPR
식의 뭐
News.
피해를 입었었다. 뭐 그런
And
얘기가
this is
있었고
WAMU
그게
88.5.
뭐
This is the first
확인됐는지는
day, the first evening of
글쎄요,
the first day, in fact, of WAMU's short spring campaign. Just 5 days to full funding. Do your part right now. WAMU.org or 800-248-8850.
That's right. 5 days to full funding. You wanted shorter campaigns. We are giving them to you, but we need you to pick up the phone right now and call 800-248-8850, or a very easy way to make your donation. Also, WAMU.org. Click that meeting
아침에
mark.
있었던
That's right.
기부금
It takes just a couple
캠페인을
of
다시
minutes if
한번
you go
볼게요.
online. If you're new to this process, how it works, you go online, you fill in just a bit of information, you choose your amount, you're all set. Again, it takes just a couple of minutes, and you get to choose a thank you gift. Whatever gift amount works for you. $9 a month, $12 a month, $18 a month. There's likely a gift that we've designed specifically for you. So WAMU.org or 800-248-8850.
And we are in a match right now. So now is the time for you to pick up the phone. The Elks Foundation is doing something that they are calling the 88.5 Challenge for WAMU 88.5. Pick up the phone right now and your contribution will be doubled. Now is a great time to do this. You don't want to miss out on this opportunity. It is 5 days to full funding. It is day one. This match is on. Pick up the phone right now, 800-248-8850 or WAMU.org.
So Daisy, we've got the thank you gifts, we've got this amazing match from the generous Elks Foundation, and if that's not enough for you, we also have this amazing prize giveaway, this theatrical DC staycation. You begin your evening at Fogo de Chão Brazilian Steakhouse with a $150 gift certificate. You go to the Shakespeare Theater, you with 2 A-level tickets to see the Greek tragedy, the Oresteia, and then after the show, you can spend the night at the historic Kimpton Hotel Monaco, and I'm actually told that you can actually split this up. You don't have to do this in one night, so it really is amazing. Get more chance to be entered in this right now. Donate at WAMU.org or call 800-248-8850.
뭐 거의 30년 전
Support for WAMU comes from Qualcomm. They're unlocking 5G, designed to deliver mobile speeds previously unattainable, cars that will connect to each other, and PCs that will stay as connected as a smartphone. Welcome to the invention age. Qualcomm.com/WeInvent. Strathmore, presenting Brazilian Tropicalia singer-songwriter Caetano Veloso, who shares the stage with his 3 sons to perform music spanning his career. April 15th. Ticket information at strathmore.org.
Support for NPR comes from this station and from ProQuest, creators of ProQuest One Academic, unifying journals, ebooks, videos, and dissertations across disciplines in one mobile-enabled interface, proquest.com/go/NPR. From Boston Beer Company, brewing Samuel Adams Boston Lager since 1984 with hops from the Stengelmeyer farm in the Bavaria region of Germany. Boston Beer Company, Boston, Mass., promoting responsible drinking. And from Amazon Web Services, whether it's searching for life on other planets or helping enterprises reinvent their industries, AWS works to help technology scale to meet the challenge. More at awsishow.com.
From
From NPR News, this is All Things Considered. I'm Audie Cornish.
And I'm Elsa Chang. A number of legal experts are taking issue with Attorney General Bill Barr's conclusion that President Trump did not obstruct justice. Barr declared this finding on page 3 of a 4-page letter that he delivered to Congress yesterday about the Mueller investigation. Special counsel Robert Mueller specifically left unresolved the issue of whether President Trump obstructed justice. So the question now is, how did Barr draw a conclusion within 48 hours that Mueller did not after 22 months? One of the lawyers raising that question is Neil Katyal, a former acting Solicitor General. Welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us first, why is obstruction of justice a difficult charge to prove?
Obstruction of justice requires a corrupt intent.
일단 법무장관이 대통령의 사법방해 혐의에 대해서 혐의가 없다라고 의회 쪽에 편지를 보냈다는데 그것에 대해서 말이 많군요. 특별검사 멀라는 거기에 대해서 최종적인 결론을 내지 않았는데 바 법무장관이 그렇게 얘기를 했다.
And now, I think everyone agrees that there was Russia had something to do with it. Now the question is, was there a corrupt intent in the firing of Comey? That is a very fact-laden inquiry, and something that would be surprising for anyone to resolve in a month or two, let alone in 48 hours.
Another reason that Barr cites that supports why he found no obstruction of justice is because there was no evidence that the president was involved in an underlying crime, conspiracy with Russia. Is that settled law, that when there isn't an underlying crime, there can't be obstruction?
I don't think even Attorney General Barr quite made that argument, that if there's no underlying crime, there cannot be obstruction.
Well, he says it goes to intent.
He said it might be a factor, and that is the most that the law says. And certainly there is prosecution after prosecution of obstruction of justice cases in which there hasn't been an underlying crime, but someone has a nefarious intent and tries to stymie an investigation.
But did you get the sense in the letter that Barr weighed the fact that there was no underlying crime in determining that there was no corrupt intent on President Trump's part to obstruct justice?
The letter certainly says that that is one factor, but it is striking that a prosecutor could ever reach this determination that there is no corrupt intent without even bothering to try the attorney's
Now, Barr writes that many of the president's actions that go to this question of did he obstruct justice, that those actions took place in public view. Why should that matter?
I don't think the fact that something occurs in public or in private matters at all to obstruction of justice. I mean, if I publicly threaten the prosecutor who's investigating me, I don't think it'd be a particularly compelling defense to say, oh, I did it in public.
I mean, it also suggests that Barr is noting there were certain actions taken by the president in private that could arguably be deemed problematic.
I'm so glad you raised that, Elsa, because in Barr's letter is an oblique reference to the fact that there have been other parts of the obstruction of justice investigation involving Donald Trump conduct that has not yet been made public. The American people don't know what that is. The Congress doesn't know what that is. And you and I don't know what that is. It would be incredibly premature for the president to claim, quote, total exoneration when you have a line like that in the Barr report.